Good morning. It's Sunday morning. I say as though I've been sat here doing nothing all morning, but I haven't. I've still got my dressing gown on. I've still got gonk hair. That's the way it is every morning. So I got up about, I don't know, about 7:30 this morning. Put some washing away. Put a wash out on the maiden in the utility room. My tea towels and cleaning cloths. My weekly soak and wash. What else have I done? Cleared out a corner of the dressing room that needed to be vacuumed and dusted. So I needed to sort of hoik everything out, give it a good dust down. That really got me warm because it's a very mild day again. We don't seem to have the apocalyptic rain that was forecast, although it was wet overnight. And it did get rather bright about half an hour ago, but now it's gone really grey again. There is still a weather warning in place, but I think the system with the rain is moving away now, which is good. But I think it's going to be a changeable week. This week to come, they're forecasting more rain. So yeah, it's just the way it is. So what have we got in store today? Well, today we're going to be recording another episode of the Instant Pot series. So Paul's just doing some work with his seeds at the moment. So once he's finished that, we're both going to spruce ourselves up and record, sorry, I'm just being nosy, and record the next episode, which is going to be, as you know, a mushroom risotto. But this video is going to be quite interesting because we're going to use the saute function on the Instant Pot. So that will show you how to do that as well, to start off a recipe. So yeah, we're going to get our act together and do some filming for that. And then I'm going to treat myself to a lovely long hot bath and a hair wash, because this hair needs a good wash. I might even give it a trim. It's looking a little bit long and unmanageable at the moment. Look, you see it just sticks on end. It's crazy. My hair's always been like that. I mean, yes, it is a little thinner than it used to be, and you know, my hairline is receding, but hey, I think I'm quite lucky for somebody of 56. Yes, I'm 56, that's the truth. Born in 1967. So yeah, that's our day mapped out for us. So I better get my act together, put some clothes on. I find, I don't know about you, but I find if I wear my dressing gown for too long, I start to feel slow and slobbish quite quickly, actually. So yeah, better get my act together. Start the day properly. I think it's about, I don't know, 10ish, 10:30 maybe. Alexa, what's the time?
The time is 10:57 a.m.
Oh, 11. Wow. Time is ticking on. I'll see you later. It's Monday evening. Hurrah! The first day of the week over with. That's great. Great. So when I left work today, it was fully light, which is nice. I looked out for Paul, but because I felt he was on the plot, but I couldn't see him. And he got home a few minutes after I did. Work has been relatively busy today. Not crazy, but annoying in places. For example, I was dealing with a couple of phone calls at the same time, and then my computer decided to say, I'm now going to restart. I'm logging you out in 1 minute, and I'm in the middle of dealing with 2 inquiries. So annoying when it does that, but it has to because of updates, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it was busy in places, but not too bad, which is good. So just to rewind to yesterday, I had a really nice day. It was quite relaxed, did a few chores in the morning, had a lovely long bath in the afternoon, which made me feel so relaxed. It was lovely. And I realised how most of the time I don't feel particularly relaxed. Most of the time I feel as though I'm sort of doing things against the clock. I always feel a bit rushed. So yeah, it sort of teaches you when you really relax, when you feel sort of floppy and relaxed and very pleasant. It teaches you that we probably spend most of our time in a stressful state and don't realise it. So it's not very good lighting, is it? Horrible. Anywho, so yeah, that's it. I'm just having a cup of tea and having a little chill before dinner. Yeah, not much else to report really. It's been a beautiful afternoon again. A wet start to the day, but a gorgeous, gorgeous end to the day, but no sunset to speak of. No beautiful colours this evening, so there you go. So yeah, that's it. Nothing else to report, I don't think. Has anything else happened? No, I don't think so. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Good evening, it's Tuesday evening. Not an awful lot to report. It's been a so-so day today. Not too busy, not too quiet. Yeah, a bit meh really today. Woke up this morning quite early. I had a really weird dream. Yeah, really weird dream last night. But I remembered first thing this morning. And I was in Tudor times in this room with this baby in a box that was wrapped in swaddling clothes and had just been sort of left there. And I remember thinking to myself, I need to change this baby's nappy and clean it. But where's the baby lotion? Oh, I must have travelled back in time because there's nothing modern here. And I remember it was kind of like a sort of a old sort of Tudor building with leaded lights, and I remember thinking, what do they use for a nappy? What do they use to clean the baby? What does the baby need to eat? I was sort of thinking of all these things, and I thought, oh, I don't know, they haven't got any of this. And it was really, really weird. And it was as though this baby had been abandoned. Yeah, really sort of strong visual images of Tudor times. So today I've sort of been obsessed in the background with Tudor stuff. Really strange. I don't have dreams like that very often. Really weird. Not distressing though. It wasn't, there was no sort of cruelty to this baby, but it had kind of been just left for, I assume, me to do something about, So I had all these questions. Yeah, really odd, but it stayed with me all day. Yeah, and I think it was prompted because we watched, not that it's Tudor, but we watched a program on the Bayeux tapestry. So maybe I had sort of historic things on my brain. Um, yeah, just really interesting. And it wasn't a nightmare, it wasn't distressing, it wasn't horrific in any way, it was just sort of this sort of conundrum. And this morning, when I was having my tea, I was sort of on the Google, querying what babies were fed in Tudor times, how were they looked after, and of course, the reality is that a lot of babies didn't survive. Yeah, just interesting. So it's kind of prompted me this evening to sort of do more research into the Tudors. I love the Tudor period, I really do, but I don't know a huge amount about it. And it's, to all intents and purposes, the beginning of the Tudor period is very complex. There's a lot of power struggles going on between the Lancastrians and the Yorks, the different prominent houses of families, that gives rise to the first Tudor king, which was Henry VII. So, yeah, just fascinating. So I may continue that little Tudor trip just out of interest and curiosity and a thirst for a bit more knowledge. Yeah, interesting. So it may have been a dull day generally, but mentally I've been on this sort of background path of interest and intrigue and curiosity. So I like that. So yeah, there you go. That's today for you. Something different. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Hey, it's Wednesday evening. Nearly the end of the week for me. Thank goodness. Mind you, it's not been too bad. Today was a little bit odd. This morning was eerily quiet at work. But then this afternoon picked up and made up for it. Although I have to say I've got 2 pieces of outstanding work to do tomorrow morning. I thought, sod it. I'm finishing at 5. That's it. So I did. But I have to report it's been very wet and it's been quite cool. The temperature has really dropped. So we're really feeling it after the really warm, mild weather that we've had of late. So the difference is noticeable now, which is fine. Not a problem. We're still in winter. I recognise that. So not an awful lot to report, to be honest. It's been a very ordinary week this week, really. Can't think of anything else to report. Looking forward to the weekend. Friday off. That's it. That's it. No sunsets of any note or sunrises, all very grey and dull, and just how February tends to be. That's the way it is. So yeah, nothing else to report, so I'm going to say goodbye for now. I'll see you tomorrow. Morning, it's Friday morning, and it's bright and cool. So I didn't do a vlog yesterday. Work was fairly busy. I had to do a few things, sort of finish things off. And my boss is covering today. So yeah, anyway, Yesterday, the rain was heavy all day. And then by the time it came to walking home from work, the sky had started to clear and the temperature started plummeting. So we had quite a cool night, not a frost, but it was very cool. There was a lot of condensation on the windows this morning. So anyway, I'm in a housework mode this morning. Because it's so bright, I'm sort of seeing a few areas that could do with a good clean. And the house could do with a good freshen as well. So at some point this morning, I'm going to open all of the windows and have a good blow through. So chores I've got to do today. What have I got to do? I've got to wash on. Sorry, my nose is bloody running again. Let me get a tissue. This is the problem. Oh, tissue boxes on the floor now. Oh, God. This is the... Oh, tripod's slipping. This is the problem with the temperature changes, runny nose. As you know. As you know. Told you a million times. God. Got a wash on. Got sodium percarbonate down the loos. Just letting it do its thing. I use hot water from the kettle. And then a mixture of hot water, very hot water, not boiling, but very hot water with the sodium percarbonate. Let it fizz, chuck it down the loo, leave it for as long as you can, and then give it a good brush off. So I've got that, wash on. I want to do the kitchen floor. I've just made a batch of carpet freshener, which is very easy to make. I mean, it's literally, well, it's actually sodium bicarbonate. I just put it into a glass jug, couple of tablespoons heaped, a few drops of essential oil. So I'm using a few drops of lemongrass, a few drops of bergamot, and then a good few drops of water. You don't want it to turn into a paste. But what I do is put a few drops and then I go in with my hand and I use a sort of rubbing in technique. You can use a fork until it sort of resembles sort of breadcrumby texture. Because in my experience, you don't want to just use neat sodium bicarbonate powder because it can clog up your filters in your vacuum. If you make it into a more granular texture, it seems to be better. So what I do is I rub in the water until it looks like a sort of breadcrumby, flaky, snowy texture. And then I let it sort of dry off. And then I use a good tablespoon around the rugs, sprinkle it on, leave it for as long as I can. And it sort of sucks out any smells and also goes a little way towards stopping moths, which are the bane of my life. We've had so many moth attacks in this house. I told you before, but I lost the most beautiful vintage Bakhtiar Persian rug, which was my absolute favourite. It got absolutely launched. This one in here, well, in fact, both of them in here have had nibbles and there's a bald patch under the sofa. And they're vintage. Well, one of them is, which means I got them cheap, direct from Iran. So, moths. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I bought a man-made fibre rug to replace the Bakhtiar, which is in the dining room, which will not get lunched. Such a shame. But it will last probably a hell of a lot longer. But it's not sustainable. Sometimes being sustainable is difficult. Not that we are totally sustainable. We try our best. Anyway, I'm waffling. So yeah, rug freshening, vacuuming, tidying round. Yeah, we may have a little fire this evening because apparently it's going to get very chilly tonight. So I may do as a little fire. Even more eco-friendly, not. God, it's an uphill battle, isn't it? Anywho, what else have I got on the list today? Oh yeah, hopefully this afternoon we'll be doing another Instant Pot recipe for you. Filming that to get it in the can. There's a new one coming out this coming Wednesday. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm going now. I'll see you later. Let's have a quick look around what I'm doing. Well, you can see the sun is out. Washing machine's about to take off. So there you can see the sun is shining. Showing my lovely dirty windows. I'm descaling the kettle at the moment with vinegar. I'm getting rid of old bottles. Look, there's the vegetable peelings from last night's stew. Got my bucket out ready. There's my little jug of carpet freshener which is drying off. I'll put those oils away. So yeah, you know, chores have got to be done. I've got to tidy in here. I've got my big vacuum out. And I use this vacuum to clean my other vacuum. I know, I'm crazy. I've got 3 vacuums in the house. In fact, no, I've got 4, including the car. Let's just pop those there. So yeah, that's it really. Just nice to see the sun streaming in. More dirty windows. Well, I mean, you know, it's the other side of winter. We cancelled our window cleaner because he was rubbish. We sacked him. I sacked him. Told him not to come back. See the sun coming through in there. It's all lovely, but it's showing up the dirt. I need to do this floor. This floor is very forgiving, I can tell you. It's vintage terracotta. I think it's Mexican. Is it Mexican or Spanish? I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah. But it's very rustic, and I tell you, yeah, you don't see the dirt. I see the dirt, but people generally don't. But it needs a good mop. Because I don't do it as often in the winter. Oh, what time is that? 11 o'clock, 11 bongs. I'll see you later. So this is Friday afternoon. We've just had some hail. We're having a shower at the moment.
There's still little bits of hail falling.
I'm not surprised because it's pretty cold.
The lilac is budding up.
I didn't expect it to rain today. It suddenly got very windy. The plane looks like it's coming in fast. Gosh.
The little plane may seem to go faster.
Well, it's Friday evening now. Well, yeah, it's Friday evening. About 20 to 6. I'm not doing a live show tonight, which you'll all have discovered by now. I never said I was going to do it every week. It was just when the mood takes me. I just built a fire because it's a cold, cold afternoon. So I thought, why not? Why not? It's been a busy day. Various things, housework, various bits and pieces, as you saw earlier. I had a lovely chat with a friend this afternoon. I'm arranging to see her, which is lovely. So, yeah, I'm about to go and do a bit of editing now because I need to put this together because we've got a busy filming schedule for tomorrow. Busy all the time. Not all the time. Well, yeah, no, yeah, pretty much so. But that's the way it goes, huh? So yeah, I'm gonna pop upstairs. Paul's doing a little bit of cooking. We're having leftovers from what I cooked last night, which was a lovely stew. So if you saw on Facebook, on Planet Vegetaria, that's a Facebook group by Richard and Paul, you'll have seen I shared a little picture of me cooking. I just threw a load of vegetables into a pot, cooked them down in vegetable stock, added some beans, some tomatoes, and then finished it off with some vegetarian meatballs, and it was delicious. It cooked for about 45 minutes, so the vegetables were tender and delicious. Yeah, it was lovely, really lovely. So yeah, leftovers tonight. So that's good. So yeah, I better crack on. I've got stuff to do. I'll see you tomorrow. Good afternoon. It's Saturday afternoon. It's a bright afternoon. And it's been a changeable morning. It was very cold this morning with a frost. The rooftops were covered in frost. The air was slightly misty, very slightly, but very, very cold. Lots of condensation on the windows. But now it's sort of brightened up, which is good. We've had a busy morning filming. And to be absolutely honest with you, I'm a bit tired now. I could do with the afternoon off, but I've got to edit. So boo-hoo, poor me. So yeah, we've had lunch and I'm going to go upstairs and get editing, getting stuff done. Yeah, busy day. Saturday always is. Busy day. So nothing further to report, really. I'll see you next week for more vlogs, and I'll see you for Sunday chat. Take care. Bye for now.